Welcome to United Report, your daily hub for all things Manchester United. From breaking news to transfer talk and match updates, we've got every red covered. If you live and breathe United, hit subscribe and join the family. Glory, glory, Man United.
Liverpool under Arne Slot look unstoppable, 4 wins from 4, top of the table, and already favourites for the Premier League crown. But it's not just about the present, the Reds are eyeing some huge January signings, with Carlos Baleba and Michael Elise. Liverpool have had a near-flawless start to the season under Arne Slot. The Reds are already looking like the favourites to reclaim the Premier League title. Slot's team is currently leading the table after securing victories in all of their first 4 matches of the season. Mohamed Salah's last-minute penalty helped them edge past Burnley in their most recent match. Even though the current season is still in its infancy and the transfer window has long since closed, Liverpool might already be planning for January. It seems that the Reds already have a number of targets lined up for the winter window. Carlos Baleba and Michael Elise have both been linked with potential moves to Anfield in recent days. With that in mind, let's take a look at some of the standout rumours around Anfield. Liverpool are preparing to make a bid for Brighton star and Manchester United target Carlos Baleba. The midfielder was a major interest for the Red Devils during the summer window. However, United backed off from a deal after discovering his hefty price tag. It now seems that Liverpool are among the contenders for his signature. According to IndyCar, Liverpool are making serious moves for Baleba in the January window, making it a potential deal to watch out for. Brighton manager Fabian Herzler recently opened up about the future of young talent Baleba, acknowledging the challenges he faces. He said, "I think it's normal for a young player when the media creates the noise around him. It's not easy for this player to handle it. Therefore, we need to give him the time and support so he comes back to his best performance. But he's a young player, and I think that's something we have to accept, that young players don't always have the face we want to see. It's our responsibility to help them in the right moments. I think everyone gets affected, especially when you are that young, and you hear these kinds of things, no matter if they are wrong or right. But it's just noise we don't need." In other transfer news, Liverpool would be looking at a hefty fee to secure Bayern Munich's Michael Elise, with reports suggesting a figure exceeding £100 million is being demanded by the German giants. Football Insider claims the Reds are among several clubs eyeing the Frenchman as a potential heir to Mohamed Salah's throne at Anfield. However, prizing him away from Bayern won't come cheap, as he is valued well over £100 million and still has nearly 4 years remaining on his contract. Adebayo Akinfenwa hopes Alejandro Garnacho is just average with Chelsea this season. The Argentine struggled to find his footing with Manchester United last term before being deemed surplus to requirements by Ruben Amorim. As a result, he found himself joining Chelsea in a £40 million move this summer, with hopes of finding his stride in the English capital under Enzo Maresca. However, former Northampton, Wimbledon and Wycombe striker Akinfenwa, who is a long-time Liverpool fan, hopes he doesn't tear it up with his new club. "I don't want to wish bad on him, but I hope he's just average. And the Liverpool players, I want to tear up everything." Akinfenwa also highlighted why he believes Garnacho struggled to make a mark with United before moving on to Chelsea, citing how the pressure of playing for one of the world's biggest clubs may have been too much for the 21-year-old. He added, "The one thing I'd say is I can empathise, but I don't know the level of scrutiny at these top clubs. I know the levels of the clubs I was at, and sometimes you're like, right. Just sometimes being in a small city, I remember in Torquay, and people knew where I shopped, and it was a running joke. I liked my bourbons, and the manager was like, oh, you was in there buying bourbons. But that's on a small scale, so I couldn't fathom the likes of the pressure that comes with a Chelsea. With a Man United, I think environments play a massive part, and with different managers coming in, with the level of scrutiny, I think it's a lot of pressure. And some players can deal with it, some players can't. We've all seen it. I think Anthony left Man United, went to Betis and hit the ground running. Some people may turn around and say, no, these footballers need everything to be perfect. Which again, I won't argue that point. But things need to go in your favour. That's on a day-to-day, especially being young, and having the weight and the pressure of the likes of Man United on his, and you need a consistent base. What a weekend for Manchester United's loanees. While Ruben Amorim's side crashed to a 3-0 derby defeat against City, Rasmus Højlund and Marcus Rashford lit up Europe, scoring, assisting, and even poking fun at their parent club in the process, with Napoli fans already chanting Højlund's name and Rashford declaring Visca Barca. Could United's bomb squad be thriving more away from Old Trafford than at it? Rasmus Højlund has backed fellow Manchester United loanee Marcus Rashford after both players enjoyed triumphant weekends away from their parent club. A day before the United lost the Manchester derby, Højlund netted 14 minutes into his Napoli debut after beating long-serving former United goalkeeper David De Gea. Then, hours after United suffered a 3-0 defeat to Manchester City, Rashford featured for Barcelona in their 6-0 thrashing of Valencia, setting up the second goal. That assist marked his first for the club in a competitive fixture after he became the first member of the United bomb squad to leave earlier in the summer. It was also his first for any team since mid-April. For Aston Villa against PSG in last season's Champions League, reports the Manchester Evening News. What a night. Rashford captioned an Instagram post after the match. Visca Barca, he added, a Catalan phrase that means long live Barcelona. Højlund, whose side beat Fiorentina 3-1, was amongst several United players dash past and present dash who liked the social media post. United captain Bruno Fernandes and Terrell Malaysia were among the current squad to do so. Other out-on-loan players Ethan Wheatley and Joe Hugel, who are due to spend this season with Northampton Town and Barnet respectively, also did so. Also showing support were Aaron Wan-Bissaka, De Gea, Donny van de Beek, Jesse Lingard and Shola Shortire. Several of those also interacted with a post from Højlund after his debut. First day at the new job didn't disappoint. The caption reads, "Love it, mate," chimed in Harry Maguire, while Anthony responded with a flurry of applause emojis. The post was also liked by a host of other football stars including Aidan Heaven, Brian Mbumo, Diogo Dalot, Fernandes, Godwill Kakonki, Hugel, Joshua Zirkzee, Kobbie Mainoo, Lenny Yoro, Mason Mount, Matthias Cunha, Matthijs de Ligt, Patrick Dorgu, Rashford, Reece Bennett and Wheatley Dongshunt. Ex-players Christian Eriksen, Mason Greenwood, Sofian Amrabat, Wan-Bissaka and Willy Camboila also gave the post a thumbs up. Højlund is set to return to Manchester this week as City prepare to host Napoli in their first Champions League match on Thursday. With United enduring their worst start to a season since 1992/93 and with pressure ramping up on Ruben Amorim, Højlund may well be happy that, like Rashford, he left United in the summer. Napoli manager Antonio Conte was clearly delighted with Højlund's impact on debut and poked fun at United in his post-match press conference. Højlund is only 22. We signed him from Manchester United after seeing the luck Scott McTominay brought us, Conte joked.